Yeah, two parts to this thing. Obviously, there's just what's hanging over our heads, which is beating the Galaxy. And so when you don't do it, then there's a part to it that still stings, and it'll continue to hang over our heads. But what goes with that is the part of continuing to grow as a team. And I still think that the package of things it takes to be a great team, most are going in the right direction. And the last part is still this understanding of, in the biggest games with the emotion and everything, how to still make sure that you try to win, but you don't do it in a crazy way. And so I thought we started the game, everybody wants to win so bad, but my God, we were forcing passes, jamming plays, anxious to try to recover the ball when it was too far away. So, it was just, like again, a feeling of here we go and we want to beat them, and yet doing it in a way that's still not solid enough, not experienced enough. And so that's one of our steps still. Response in the second half was great. Created a bunch of chances. Still, the fourth one was there for us, but it didn't happen tonight. Carlos, hamstring tweak. Won't know for sure. I don't think it's a real bad one. Not good. Okay. But we weren't taking any chances. Obviously, he's a huge competitor, so he's not too happy when he comes off. But we're not going to put him in further, take a bigger risk and leave him out there when we know by the reaction that he's now felt a little something. So that's how that decision was made. Good questions?
Bob, right here. Can you just talk a little bit more about, in addition to what you and Carlos talked about when he came off, also how Brian was then when he came on and sort of what happened there?
No, Brian was good. Come on. You guys see that. He was confident. He went right at Felcher on a couple of plays right from the beginning. It still takes a little bit more to get him totally in sync with people and some of the ideas when he comes inside, whatnot. But, look, that was really good. And, look, the conversation with Carlos is what you'd expect. Is like, no, I wanted to stay on. I said, yes, I know you did. So I made the decision because I think tonight it's the best one for us. So that's it.
What's kind of the next step here? Do you guys MRI him, or what happens here?
Tomorrow.
Okay. So. And how do you kind of anticipate also kind of handling him in training over the coming weeks, regardless?
Depends how bad it is. So, look, we have a great performance staff, great medical staff. We see how it feels. Look, Carlos, in just over a year and a half or whatever, every now and then he'll feel a little something that's tight. It hasn't ended up being anything bad yet, so hopefully that's the case.
Bob, you touched on it a little bit there, but can you just go a little bit deeper on what you saw, good, bad, and ugly, from Rodriguez's 29 minutes out there?
No, I don't think there's any ugly. He gets balls. He's confident to take people on. He cut inside to shoot. He beat the defender to the left to get some balls across. For someone who's just coming into a team, I think those are all really positive. Look, when we work with wide attacking players, the timing, you want them getting some balls to feet to take guys on. You want them also finding ways to be on the move so they're getting in towards goal. We ask certain things of them defensively so that when we start to defend, they, as a group of three, start to defend. That sets us up to try to win balls. So there's things that just go hand in hand with how we play that take more time. So far, he seems to pick up ideas really well. I think he's impressed everybody that he's a good guy. So,
Sports guy David from the Fantasy Sports Cave. First half, the defense was not what you expect, but what changed in the half, the momentum? Can you speak on that?
Yeah, but when you say things like the defense, look, it's defending starts when you lose the ball. So defending starts with how you lose the ball. And so in certain moments, and I think the first goal starts where Mark Anthony starts to move forward with the ball. Obviously, we've seen him many times find a way to continue and create an angle for a pass. He goes down. There's no call. I think our reactions were slow when we then needed to defend at the edge of the box when Pavone cut inside. The understanding of, I think in that case for Eddie Segura, should he run with Zlatan or should he hold the line? And so I think the decision is a little bit late. And then Jordan is maybe just a step behind as well. So look, these are small details. If but it starts where you lose the ball. Okay. The second goal is, this is a crazy rule, but it's a correct call. And look, I'd need to see the replay, but I think it's offside. Only Walker makes a play on the ball, and he jumps, and it skims off the top of his head. And they say, and the rule is that if a defender makes a play on the ball, so it's no longer that at the moment that the pass is made is the player in an offside position. Okay, if you don't touch it and it goes straight to the attacker, then they will judge whether at the moment the ball was played, he's offsides. But if a defender tries to make a play on the ball, even if you jump as high as you can, Walker's a pretty big guy, and tries to win the header and clear it, if it skims off the top of his head and continues, that's considered a play on the ball. And then even if you're in an offside position, then that play continues. So that's one of these moments where, but I would still say that in that stretch of the game, we forced too many plays. The ability to find the right passes, to play from inside outside, and then find ways to come back inside. If the guy on the ball takes too long, and then even if the window's not there, just fires a ball into a tight spot, not only will you lose it, but you'll lose it in a way that you'll pay a price going the other way, because it's impossible to in any way react and counter press those kind of turnovers. So, I thought we had some moments where, like I said, we were anxious to do the things that we want to do all the time, but man, we did them in such a, like we were so eager to make those things happen that we forced plays and played right into their way. What did they want to do? They wanted to use the midfield numbers, and then when certain plays came, to see if they could produce some turnover there and then quickly go in the counter. Yeah, it's a normal thing. They have good attacking players. So if you turn balls over in those spots, and Pavone is on the move, and Antuna is on the move, and Fabio Alvarez is on the move, and Zlatan is still positioning himself to be part of the play, whether it's to make a pass or just to be the guy at the end of it. If you lose those kind of balls, then yes, you can't defend that. You've already put yourself in a terrible position because you've forced plays and played into their hands. So I thought we did that early on. We, like I said, 1-1. We give up the early goal. We get back to 1-1. Very quickly, there's this play with Walker, and then we kind of lose our way. And then we were able to fight our way back to get it to 3-2. And then we speak about it, and then I thought the second half was better. If you compared the first half to the second half, a lot of guys played well in the second half. All right, not many guys played well in the first half. So yeah, we did it to ourselves. And like I mentioned, they have an ability then in those moments to make you pay. So that's what we have to learn. That's what I meant when I said at the beginning, that's the next step for us to become a really good team. That, yes, over 90 minutes, we can get control. We can do the things we always do. But we can't be so anxious to make all of it happen right from the start of the game that the next thing you know, we're leaving ourselves wide open. So, yeah, we got to look hard at that, talk more about it, and continue to work to become a team that knows how to handle those moments in the game.